All right, welcome back to Missouri News TV, where we bring you back-to-back updates and information as it is hot. Police rescued Imo kidnapped monarch. Police said they have rescued former head of Imo State Council of Traditional Rulers, His Royal Highness Eze Samuel Ohiri, from his abductors. Gunmen abducted the traditional ruler from his residence in Orodo community, Mbitol local government area, Imo State, a few weeks ago. Was reportedly rescued unharmed after a daring operation by Imo State Police Command anti-kidnapping unit. The harrowing incident saw gunmen forcibly taking the traditional ruler from his home, triggering immediate concerns for his safety. The Imo State Police Command, in collaboration with other security services, intensified efforts to secure the release of His Royal Highness Eze Ohiri. According to the police relations officer Henry Okoye, the successful rescue operation took place after a fierce confrontation between the anti-kidnapping unit and the abductors within the forest. The traditional ruler emerged unharmed, making the culmination of intense effort to ensure his safe return. The news brings relief to the community and underscores the commitment of the Imo State Police Command in tackling kidnapping cases and safeguarding the lives of residents, particularly high-profile figures like traditional rulers. This one is happening right in Imo State, where one of the traditional rulers was kidnapped, who is known as His Royal Highness Eze Ohiri. He was the former chief of traditional rulers of Imo State during the time of Rochas Okorocha. And some days ago, he was reported missing, and it was confirmed that he was abducted from his hometown by unknown men. But as it is presently, the police has released a report that Ezoriri has been rescued unharmed, and he is safe right now in his home, according to the police. And they have said that this is their own contribution to the community to make sure that the community and even high-profile people are being protected. And I would say you people have done well. I also appeal to the federal government of Nigeria to see how best the salaries of the police people can be increased, because these people are doing a very wonderful work. Because if not for them, how would have the family of Ezohiri, how would they have feel, or how would they have felt that their father is nowhere to be found? I say, government, please make una increase the salary of the police people, because the work where they do, the day easy. If to say na me, I go say, even self, anybody will be say is signed to do police work, that person no supposed to they use leg, they waka. They supposed get their own car, either they get operational unit car and the rest of them. And these police people, if you see their quarters, some of them, you go say, now these people, now then they secure the nation, now then they live for this kind of quarters. You go find out that the quarters where the police people are living is nothing to write home about. Some of them are living, if you see the places, it is very bad. So I think the police, the government also should look into this direction. And if people will be given this kind of lifestyle, I'm being frank with you, the issue of insecurity and some of the things will go down. Because when you have a good life, when you have your life as it's supposed to be, you find out that there are some things you wouldn't want to involve yourself into. As it is, Anambra State government dislodges street traders, demolishes shanties in Oka. Governor Chukwuma Charles Soludo administration in Anambra State has commenced the dislodgement of street traders in the state with the demolition of shanty shops and illegal structures on major roads, drainage lines, and walkways in Oka, the capital city. The state government, through the Oka Capital Development Authority, carried out a demolition exercise at the popular Unizictem site, Regina Kali Junction, Oboy Okoli Avenue, Okpono, Abakaliki Street, and Club Road areas of Oka. According to the Ministry of Information, The demolition started following the expiration of several warnings and demand notices served to the owners of the said illegal structures, which were ignored. Also, the managing director of Oko Capital Development Authority, Mr. Osi Onoko, told journalists in Oka that the outright demolition of the shanty shops and dislodgement of the street traders underscored the seriousness of Governor Soludo's administration on the restoration of the law and order. Onoko, who spoke through the head of the Department of Development and Control Unit, Mr. Charles Ekunife, insisted that the agency would not condone any form of illegality in its jurisdiction. He said that the exercise had just begun and would cover areas where roads were taken over by street traders. Onoko warned traders to desist from setting up illegal structures and trading on its streets. According to him, the government would leave no stone unturned to sanitize the state capital of illegal structures and shanties. He said those shanties put up on the road deface Oka. Take your goods to the market and sell them. There are roads and streets not meant for trading, and Oka Capital Territory is one of them. This one is happening live in Anambra State, where a lot of shanties has been destroyed by the authority. According to them, they are called the Oka Capital Development Authority, ACTDA, have destroyed a lot of shanties. I saw the video where many goods were destroyed. Some people were using the Monday hammer to destroy some shops, and the rest of them, according to the government, they say that these people were given a lot of notices which were not obeyed. But for my opinion, I think the government should have, at least out of benevolence, given those people like 3 days notice before coming to destroy their shanties. I don't know if that was done, because some of the people who are dealing with these shanties are poor people and they feed from everyday sellings of what they are getting, and some of them were crying, begging the people who were destroying the shanties. But on my own point, what I will say that if government out of benevolence had given them maybe a 1 week notice before coming for the demolition or destruction, I think that would have been better, in as much as these people had been given other notices period to the time that the Oka Capital Development Authority carried out their duties of demolition exercise at that popular Unizik site. But meanwhile, be that as it may, Odlakogade. As it is in Imo State right now, a lot of people has lost their jobs. Imo people loses thousands of jobs as Uzodinma dissolves state expanded ESCO. The new cabinet today dominated by opposition party members, technocrats. Not more than 2,000 of Imo citizens have lost their jobs as the incumbent governor, Senator Hope Uzodinma, dissolves the Imo State Expanded State Executive Council. This comprises of the commissioners, special advisors, SAs, executive assistants, personal assistants, local government sole administrators, personal assistant to the governor, personal aides to the commissioner, and local government sole administrator, and chairman and board parastatals. As it is, elementation is going in Imo State as the governor has dissolved the cabinet, and the cry out is that a lot of people, about 2,000 people, will be losing their job that are regards to commissioners, special advisors, SAs, executive assistants, personal assistants, local government sole administrators, personal assistant to the governor, and the rest of this work that are based on appointment, and the governor has decided to reschedule or rearrange his office in his second tenure. What do you think? What is your opinion? What is your take on it? Is it supposed to be done? And I think that politics should be geared back to what it is when a particular political party will win election, and we're still calling every other political party to participate in what that political party is doing. Look at what is happening in America, their political system. Yes, they are also running presidential system of government like Nigeria. Of course, you know that Nigeria constitution and system of government is more like whole copied from that of the United States if you are familiar with your government. And as it is, you find out that there are the Republicans in America, there are the Democrats and other little parties which are under them. But what happens in America is that if this political party wins the election, other political parties are still allowed, to join the other political party in order to be able to build the nation. But what we see in Nigeria is that each political party that comes in, they try to, they try to destroy and wipe out the other political party's legacy, and that is not supposed to be so. If the government is that way, it means that the government will continue in its expenditure. They will continue to spend money. They will continue to spend a lot of money in building the nation. Looking at what is happening in Imo State, the former governor of Imo State, Rocha Sokorosha, there are some things he did in Imo State, like setting up some structures, ICT centers, and the rest of them. And when the present government came in, the ICC center was demolished. Some of the things was demolished in order for the present government to erect their own structure. And had it been that the government maintained the ICT and the ICT is there to generate revenue for the state, because many people use the ICT for different kinds of programs. I think the government should have developed it and be able to, or maybe you do an expansion. But if you go to that area, you find out that another thing is going on there. And I will tell you that it's going to be a fight between this government and the next government that come in. Meanwhile, this is where I'll be winding down the curtain. And if this is your first time of joining us on this wonderful channel, kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button. It's still your one and only Nyokopus Master.